Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto. Now, 13 days ago, I did this video here. It was called Can This Altcoin Do the Most Spectacular Recovery Ever? 3,000% plus looks very possible. Okay, now the coin I was talking about was ZoidPay, which is ZPAY, and it's a coin that has an interesting history. It's actually been around for quite a while now. I think something like 7 years. Originally on Ethereum, that moved to Tomo chain, and then it's now on Multiverse X, which was the eGold Alrond network. That's where it is at the moment. Now there are plans to move it to Solana, which is what I was talking about in this video here. Now this video here got a bit of a mixed reaction, as I expected. What I didn't really expect was the members from the community just basically taking the piss out of me, because what I did was I used Perplexity to have a look at a document that they'd written to kind of summarize it. And, being an AI thing, it kind of got a few things wrong. And I probably did let slip the actual total amount of tokens that were going to be available, which was a mistake on my part. And the reason I used Perplexity was because I wanted to have a kind of unbiased opinion, because I didn't want my opinion to be there, But overall, my opinion was what they'd come up with was pretty good. Anyway, that's all out in the open now, because yesterday on X they published a post talking about this site here, which is called ZPAY-other.com. This is to do with bridging the ZoidPay token, over to another one, which is going to be called Other. Now, we'll talk about this in depth in another video, but for the moment, I'm just going to say have a look at it yourself, see what you think, and leave your comments down below. Now, I'm making this video because I know there's a lot of people who had ZoidPay staked in my shopping pool. And for the past few months, all we've been able to see on the actual staking page is this. And in fact, even the ZoidPay.com site isn't working either. Now, this has moved to a new URL, which I learnt about yesterday, which is this one here, stake.anotherapp.io. Now, because I haven't been able to access my site, I've not been able to renew my pool. So it did actually expire last Monday. However, it should be okay to retrieve your tokens from. At the moment, you can't do anything with this now. So basically, your ZoidPay is in a smart contract, but at the moment, you can't access it through this site. If you've got ZoidPay in a farm, the same thing applies. For example, I've got LP tokens in the super farm and also in this wand farm here as well. And this isn't accessible, and it has display errors here. So what happens next? Now, what there will be is a bridge where you can swap your ZoidPay for the other token. Now, the other token is going to be on the Solana network, which should be good, with one of the obvious reasons being is that it's much more popular than the Multiverse X blockchain. So it says here, ensuring equitable token migration, adequate liquidity distribution, and a clean ecosystem start on the Solana network. Now, you will be able to increase the amount of tokens you have by choosing to lock them either for 6 months or 12 months. Now, the important thing here is that when the bridge is open, there's going to be a 6-month period that is very important. So it says here, a 6-month period is provided for ZoidPay holders to transition their tokens to Other within the ecosystem. Participants may opt for extended lock durations to receive additional engagement rewards. It also says that any unclaimed tokens will be permanently removed from supply at the end of the migration period. So it's important that you do move your tokens from ZoidPay to Other. After that, just decide what you want to do with them. So it says here there's a 15% airdrop allocated to users that stake ZoidPay in a BV pool and will decide to extend their lock-in period. Conditions apply, full details in documents. If you are a shopping pool owner or banking validator, as they're now called, it says 15% to banking validator owners allocated to active or recently expired BV pools that will have an option to extend their pool. Maintaining the position for the full chosen term is required to remain eligible. So it's probably best for now if you take a look at this page and work out what your options are, okay? And the important thing is to take action in the first 6 months. Now, when does this start? Okay, well, I believe the actual app has to come out first before the bridge becomes live. And at the moment, there is no date for that. So watch this space. I will keep you informed. So do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you've got the notifications turned on. Now, I will be, of course, monitoring this as well, and I suggest you do. This is the X account of another app, okay? So it's this one here. There's 224 following, so make sure you get the right one. And you can see here that this was the post that Edward did yesterday saying that the ZoidPay to other framework is now ready, okay? And also there'll be an AMA next week. Now, so far the response to this post has been good. Now, if you are deciding what to do with your ZoidPay, I'd suggest that you take a look at this Gitbook.io page here, because the idea is that the holders of the other token get rewarded when people use the app. So that encourages the growth of the app. If it works out like it's supposed to, it should be very, very good. And I quite like this sentence here. It says, "We started by rewarding belief, we continue by rewarding usage." Now, I will leave a link to this Gitbook.io page in the description down below, because there's a lot of good stuff here that goes into a lot more detail. For example, the story, the overview, the tokenomics, and for people like myself, I'm interested in things like what the NFTs are going to be worth, what the WAND tokens are going to be worth, and here it shows you how the kind of flow would work as well. So what you would do, you connect your wallet to a migration website, which will be like Multiverse X and the new blockchain Solana. You'll be able to see your position, you'll be able to see unlocked ZoidPay, staked ZoidPay, NFTs, WAND, LP, eligibility, etc. And you can choose your options for your unlocked ZoidPay, your staked ZoidPay, and your NFTs and WAND, and then confirm and sign it, and that should be it. I'll obviously be doing this myself, and I'll be making lots of videos about it, because I think it's going to be interesting. And I think I'm just going to max everything out. I'm going to just try and throw myself into it as much as possible. I've come this far, and I am financially massively down from my original investment. So my only option now is to embrace the whole thing and try and move the whole project forward. I think it's going to be an interesting one, and I'm really looking forward to the AMA next week. Now, in the banking validator AMA that we had a few weeks ago, I did ask Edward if he thought the app would be out by the end of the year, and he said yes. Now, that's quite rare because ZoidPay don't normally talk about dates, but if that does happen, I'll be very happy. And let me know what you think. Now, when I did my last ZoidPay video, it was 13 days ago. Actually, it was 14 days ago. So the price was here, okay? So since then, the price has gone up 62%. But from the all-time low that was only 2 months ago, we're now up 1,984%. In the last video, I said that it will probably go up 3,000%. 3,000% is looking very likely. Now, this recent growth has just been in the last 4 days or so, when the final details of the new tokenomics have been released. So, not financial advice, but if you don't have any ZoidPay, it might be worth getting a little bit, or wait until the other token comes out. Either way, I think it's going to be a fun ride. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. While you're down there, please do make sure you are subscribed and you got the notifications set on all. Do give the video a great big fat like, and above all, tell your friends.